Hey, good morning everybody and welcome to the vlog. I hope the start of your day is incredible. You know how my day started? I walked in and said, why is there a bunch of stuff on the floor over here? And then I realized that Ivy actually peed all the way down onto the floor. She's got a bunch of stuff over here. By the way, her lump is going down quite a bit, but look at her entire enclosure is so bad. So one of my big jobs today is gonna obviously be working on this, so I'll take you guys through this, how I'm gonna actually clean Ivy up, but we have a bunch of really cool stuff going on. So as always, push all your problems aside, people. Let's go ahead and just have a great time together for the next 15 minutes or so. As a snake breeder, I tell you what, I absolutely love this time of year. And if you're asking yourself, why do I love this time of year? Well, this is why I love this time of year. That's right, we're about to pull a ball python clutch. Absolutely gorgeous. Mama, you're looking so good. And like I've mentioned before, it's looking like it's gonna be a phenomenal year here with breeding pythons and stuff like that. I cannot wait to take you guys on the journey. This is only, I think, clutch number 3. We have 170 clutches of ball pythons coming, a bunch of other pythons, children, spotted, sabu pythons. Of course, we have boas, sand boas, rainbow boas. We've got skinks coming up, and then bluebird season, egg season is just a couple weeks away. So buckle up, guys, because you guys are going to get a lot of cool snake content for sure. So let's go ahead and get a box set up and check this girl out. But before we actually pull the clutch of eggs, of course, that was a pinstripe female, and she was actually bred to a banana fire spinner blast. So basically, it's a pastel, it's a fire, it's a spider, it's a pinstripe, and of course, it's a banana. So there's a lot of things going on here, and of course, the pinstripe. So we could produce all kinds of stuff all the way up to a banana fire spinner blast and combinations all thereof. So there's like, I don't know, there is a ton of potential. And let's go ahead and see how many eggs this girl has. And she's a relatively dark pinstripe too. That's one of the reasons why we thought getting her into fire and stuff like that might be really interesting. Mama, you did so good. Look at those pearly whites right there. She looks really good too. She doesn't look beat up. And that's one of the things that's been nice. I mean, the females that have laid so far really do look like they're gonna rebound very quickly. Looks like we have 2, 4, 6, 7 eggs, pearly white, perfect eggs, no slugs or anything like that. Again, what we'll do is we'll just gently pull these guys out, make sure that we get this egg right here. We'll put these in, of course, Hatchite, which is an incubation medium that we use, which is basically just a perlite with a water isomer in it. So it keeps the humidity up, but it's actually relatively dry to the touch. Again, we'll get these set up in an incubator, 88 to 89 degrees. In about 57 days from now, we'll go ahead and be able to cut this clutch of eggs and see what actually is in here. And like I've been mentioning, breeding season is definitely heating up. Egg season is here, and we have so much going on. I am so excited for this year's production, and good job, Mama. All right, so back to Ivy, and obviously she made a mess. You can see she's got kind of these weird poops over here, down here, onto the floor here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is clean the dry part up here. Then I'm actually gonna try to get Ivy onto the land so I can get in the water. We can drain her water out, get all this kind of crap out here. And what's interesting about green anacondas that is so different than other snakes, again, I keep saying how different they are, is the fact that, you know, they do these urates, these white kind of urates, right? And that seems to be part of their digestive process. So as they're digesting, they seem to have a lot higher urates than most snakes, and the solid part is not much. We've actually documented in the past, she's a 15-pound pig, but the actual stool itself is under a pound, believe it or not. But in the meantime, they're doing all of these urates a lot more than normal snakes, so very different. So let's go ahead and clean this part up. We'll go ahead, get some shorts on, get in the water, get Ivy out of the water, clean that up, drain this, refill it, and then we're all set. You know, big snakes bring big responsibilities.
work with a lot of different kind of Honduran milk snakes. They're a little bit larger than say your corns and kings, which makes it a little bit different and kind of neat. As with all milk snakes, they can vary. This guy here has a lot of the black pigment. They can have less than that and a little bit more yellow or orange on them. This one is just more heavily pigmented. They are similar to the Pueblans, to where you can breed them to be cleaner. This guy's also in shed, so it's not quite as pretty, but this is typical of what a normal one can look like. Again in shed, but you can still see this is what a more normal looking albino would look like. So you got yellow, red, and white in there. Yeah, these guys are definitely near and dear to our hearts. We were the first to bring into the country and produce. So it's kind of cool to see them be around and be a part of that. The thing that's cool about these guys too, again, these get kind of big. You're talking probably around 5 foot or so. These guys eating small rats. For a milk snake, that's pretty impressive. If you want something a little bit bigger than a corn or a king, these are a good choice. Another variation of the albino Honduran is the tangerine. So this would be an extreme tangerine, as you can see, rightfully named. These guys just have the orange and the white, and they are extremely beautiful, hence the name. These are very cool and pretty sought after.
All right, so we got the land mass done. The outside is pretty much cleaned up. Now I'm going to go ahead, get some shorts on, get inside, get her up on the land, and then I can really work on this water, because as you can see, it's pretty disgusting. All right, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if you can see this right here, but do you see a child's hand here and a child's hand there? This is, do you see it right there? That, I don't know what to say about that. That is freaky. All right, so the idea is to get in the water here and try to get Ivy on land so that I can do a little servicing of this. I'm going to use that siphon again to siphon us up, but then I'm going to show you how we actually can drain the water much quicker now, stuff like that. So I'm going to just gently get over here, and the idea is she still has a pretty good lump in her. So the last thing I want to do is just kind of manhandle her. So I'm going to really gently just kind of get her body on land here. Here you go, big girl. I'm going to support this big lump. Oh, she's getting heavy. I'm going to put it right here like that. And hopefully she'll stay on land so I can service everything. And again, now I'm going to come back with my hose here and just try to get all of this debris off the floor the best I can. Now I'm going to do a much bigger service than I did last time. So I'm going to actually drain about 3/4 of the water here. But in the meantime, I'm going to do the same thing. Just kind of, get all this debris off the bottom. Then we'll actually drain off about half the water. I'll go back and actually take a scrubby pad, scrub the bottom to get all the debris off the bottom and all the stuff that's stuck on the bottom. And then finally, we'll drain another maybe 1/4 of it down to 1/4. Then we'll fill up with the water. Again, remember I've got that temperature controlled water now, right? So it's 82-degree water. I can actually drain this and she can go right back in it and she doesn't have to feel like it's cold water, right? So that's the advantage of that. And this is all, again, just urate, which is just like solidified urine, basically. And again, I'm not 100% sure why anacondas seem to produce more of it after they eat. I have no idea. I'm learning about this as much as anybody, to be honest with you. It's very unusual and very interesting to me.
Hey guys, so as you can see, we have a whole bunch of fruits, vegetables, berries, greens, we've got it all. Today I want to talk to you guys about our theory here at the Reptarium on how we feed our animals, because it's not just about putting food in with an animal, taking it out the next day. No, we need to analyze their food, see what they ate, see what they need. We need to make sure that we try to emulate their same diet from the wild here at the Reptarium. So for example, when we feed Bella and we give her a whole variety of all this stuff and she only eats the greens, we need to figure out how we get those essential vitamins and minerals in her diet, whether it be the tortoise chow or the extra vitamin powder, whatever she needs, it might switch day to day. Obviously I have a lot of work ahead of me chopping up all these veggies and giving them to all the lizards, so let's get to it.
Give you up, and when
all the solid waste off, cleaned up the bottom. Let me show you how we're gonna drain the rest of it. You guys remember that we actually put a drain into the pump that actually is the Anaconda cage. That way we don't have to siphon out the water. So all I literally have to do is turn this ball valve like this and the water is draining. It'll drain the entire water in about 5 to 10 minutes. So we're only gonna do about 3/4 of a change today because we want that bacteria to stay in there, right? To keep the filtration. So we'll let this drain for another 3-4 minutes, shut the ball valve, start to fill up. Look at guys, Cupcake did a nice, beautiful shed. Looks like a one-piece shed. It's got a little bit of poop in the backside, but she looks absolutely incredible. Look at her right now. I mean, oh my gosh, after a shed, she looks beautiful. Now, of course, we hope that she's gravid, but I did talk to my one friend Heidi over in South Africa who breeds a bunch of boas, and she did say the fact that we didn't see skeletons in the ultrasound, and if you didn't see that video, I'll put a card right here. You can look at when we ultrasounded her. The fact is that she might have infertile ovum in there. Basically just mean that they weren't fertilized, so they didn't develop into babies, but they are kind of infertile masses. We're not sure yet, and of course, she might have some infertile and some live, so we don't know, but this shed is basically her post-lay shed. So hopefully in the not too distant future, we're gonna find out if she's got babies or if she's got infertile ovum or whatever the case is, but nevertheless, is that one gorgeous snake? Take a look at guys, actually this is interesting. Night Fury shed out, which is obviously one of the most iridescent snakes that I have, but the truth is that Ace, the D'Albert's python, also shed out today, and that's probably the second most iridescent one that I have. So I wanted to kind of compare the two here. Of course, this is a reticulated python. It's a motley golden child. It also has a couple other genes like calico in it, making it jet black and almost like that living oil slick. I mean, that iridescence is ridiculous. If this was the only super iridescent snake I had, I would say this is the most iridescent snake that I've ever seen. But the truth is I do have a D'Albert's python as well that is pretty darn iridescent, but this thing is ridiculous. And again, those are little chromatophores that are in the pigment that causes that rainbow sheen. So basically what it is the way the light hits it, you see that kind of rainbow, that iridescence to it. And I thought this is amazing. Now the difference between the D'Albert's and the retic, obviously, is this is going to get 15+ foot long. That's going to be ridiculous when you have a snake this big with that rainbow sheen. Oh my gosh. But let's go ahead, compare how Ace looks to D'Albert's python. And then of course my guy Ace here, the D'Albert's python. So that's just a little bit of shed on it, but this is just known as being a very iridescent snake. Now it's not jet black, so obviously that really black iridescence of Night Fury is something that is going to look just incredible. This is more of that bronze color, but it still has that sheen on it, that iridescent sheen of those chromatophores, especially on the very top when you kind of move it like this and this. It's absolutely incredible. And you know what guys, I'm going to go ahead and put a split screen up of Night Fury and Ace. You guys let me know which one you think is the more beautiful and kind of amazing iridescence. It's going to be hard to beat Night Fury because I tell you what, that animal is cool, but this is still a gorgeous snake. Of course, the D'Albert's python from Indonesia, just ridiculous. They sometimes call these white lip pythons, obviously because of the white lip, but still an absolutely incredible animal. If I didn't have Night Fury, this would probably take the cake. And Ivy's water is almost filled up. Again, only a few more inches and she's all done. That's just the maintenance that you do when you have a big snake and kind of a crazy enclosure like Ivy's. It takes maintenance, but it's so well worth it. And she's such an amazing animal. If you guys aren't sick of me, by the way, why don't you go ahead and click this playlist here. It's all about big snakes like Ivy, or you can subscribe to my podcast channel right up here. Listen to a bunch of podcasts. About to add a couple more if I'm not mistaken. On this side, you can subscribe to our vlog channel.